Welcome to our California Real Estate Exam Prep video series. We'll give you 20 daily practice questions for the next 100 days with detailed answers to help you pass the exam and get your license. If you like our videos, please like and subscribe. Let's start now. 1. Broker Johnson has created a land project subdivision out in the desert. He has obtained his final public report. Before advertising the parcels in the media, he should realize that A. The advertising for all residential subdivisions must have prior approval of the Bureau of Real Estate. B. His broker's license number must appear in all advertising. C. The advertising for all land project subdivisions must have prior approval by the Bureau of Real Estate unless exempted from this part of the law. D. The only regulating of this type of advertising is the requirement that the advertising is not to be false or misleading. Answer: C. The Subdivided Lands Act requires that advertising for a land project be approved prior to use, unless the project is exempted. 2. If a contract for the purchase of real estate is to be enforceable, the consideration must be sufficient relative to value in order to enforce a suit for A. Rescission. B. Specific performance. C. Unlawful detainer. D. Damages. Answer: B. Before the courts will order a person to specifically perform a contract, it must be assured that the value is essentially equal to the consideration. 3. A prospective purchaser obtained a 4-month option on a parcel of real property by paying $200 to the owner. All of the following are true except A. The optionee has created a legal interest in the property. B. The optioner is totally restricted by having received a valuable consideration. C. The agreement imposes no obligation on the optionee to purchase the property. D. A unilateral contract has been created. Answer: A. An option is not an interest in property, it is a unilateral contract in which the optioner is bound, but the optionee is not. 4. In using the market data approach to value, any differences in the A. Subject property are adjusted to the standards set by the comparables. B. Comparables are adjusted to the characteristics of the subject property. C. Comparables are adjusted to the highest and best use. D. Subject property are adjusted to the market norm. Answer: B. The selling price of the comparison property is adjusted up or down to allow for the unique features of the subject property, the one being appraised. 5. The value of the best property in the neighborhood will be adversely affected by the presence of comparatively substandard property is a statement relating to value and is known as the principle of A. Balance. B. Conformity. C. Regression. D. Progression. Answer: C. The principle of regression states that the worth of a greater valued property is reduced by the proximity of many lesser valued properties of the same type. 6. Federal income tax rates on ordinary taxable income are A. Proportional. B. Progressive. C. Regressive. D. Uniform. Answer: B. Income taxes are progressive. As a person earns more and more money, his tax rate increases. 7. The process of expressing anticipated future benefits of ownership in dollars and discounting them to a present worth at a rate which is attracting purchase capital to similar investments is called A. Projection. B. Yield evaluation. C. Equity manipulation. D. Capitalization. Answer: D. This is a definition of capitalization. 8. If a seller's agent in a real property sale transaction pays part of his commission to the buyer of property, the agent A. Must inform the seller that he is doing so. B. Is subject to criminal penalties. C. Is always subject to disciplinary action by the real estate commissioner. D. May be subject to all of the above. Answer: A. If there is any commission rebate to the buyer in a transaction, that fact must be disclosed by the agent to the seller. The agent would not be subject to disciplinary action or criminal penalties if such full disclosure were made. 9. Broker grant is selling a property on which he holds an option. Broker grant is under legal obligation to inform the buyer that the broker is acting as A. A mortgagor. B. A trustee. C. An optioner. D. A principal. Answer: D. Of the four choices, the only one applicable to this situation is that the broker is acting as a principal. The implication is that the broker intends to exercise the option and turn around and sell the property to the purchaser. In such a situation, the broker would be a principal. 10. When an agent has sold a single-family residence and is helping the buyer obtain a first trust deed loan from a bank and a second trust deed loan to be carried back by the seller, the agent will often record a request for notice of default. Such action is usually taken for the protection of the A. Trustor on the bank loan. B. Trustee of the bank loan. C. Trustee of the seller's carryback loan. D. Beneficiary of the second loan. Answer: D. The request for notice of default would be important to the second lender, for it would allow him to be aware of the potential foreclosure on the senior loan. 11. If the owner of real property carries proper fire insurance coverage, that insurance policy will protect the owner in the event of loss. In such a case, the insured A. Might gain, but definitely will not lose money. B. Should neither gain nor lose. C. Might lose, but certainly will not gain. D. None of the above. Answer: B. Proper coverage is that which allows the property owner to be reimbursed for his losses. 12. When appraising a furnished apartment building, what would be deducted from gross income to arrive at the effective gross income? A. Vacancy and credit losses. B. Management expenses. C. Annual reserves for replacement of equipment and furniture. D. Insurance and taxes. Answer: A. By definition, vacancy and credit losses are subtracted from scheduled income to determine effective gross income. (13) The uniform settlement statement required by the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act by law shall be delivered or mailed to the borrower no later than a. 10 business days from the date of H. loan commitment. B. 3 business days prior to the closing of the transaction. C. 1 calendar day prior to the closing of the transaction. D. At or before the date of settlement. Answer: D. The escrow holder must allow the borrower buyer to inspect the uniform settlement statement 1 day before the close of escrow, but the statement must be delivered at or before the settlement. 14. The fact that no two parcels of land are exactly alike is one of the bases for courts of law to enforce a. lease pendants, b. decrees of partition, c. specific performance, d. quiet title action. Answer: C. The fact that no two parcels of land are exactly alike, i.e., non-substitutable, is the primary basis for a court of law to enforce the legal doctrine of specific performance. 15. An unlawful detainer action would be the remedy most likely used by which of the following? A. A trustee. B. A grantor. C. A lessor. D. A trustor. Answer: C. An unlawful detainer action is a court suit used as a remedy by a lessor when a lessee has continued to occupy the property after his rights have terminated. 16. Mr. Harden purchased a property for $350,000 and paid cash down. He gave a trust deed and note to the seller for the balance of the purchase price. Such a note and trust deed would be considered purchase money. A. If it were used to buy a 3-unit apartment building. B. Since seller extended credit to buyer. C. Even if the loan were made by an institutional lender. D. All of the above. Answer: D. A purchase money mortgage or trust deed includes both the extending of credit by a seller on any type of real property purchase and the lending of money to purchase a residential property of less than 5 units where the borrower occupies 1 unit. 17. An elevation sheet which is used in a subdivision shows which of the following? A. Topography of the land including slope, elevation of the site, streets, sidewalks, and curbs. B. Drawings of the front and side views of the finished homes. C. An interior of the homes showing framing and structure of the homes. D. An aerial view of the site. Answer: B. Elevations are drawn of the outside of the finished home. 18. Commercial banks consider liquidity and marketability of loans to be of paramount importance when they make mortgage investments secured by real property. Such banks are referring to the A. Activities of secondary mortgage markets. B. Superiority of short-term loans over long-term loans. C. Resale of homes. D. Effects of the security offered by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Answer A. The terms liquidity and marketability refer to the selling of these loans to other investors. This buying and selling occurs in the secondary mortgage market, secondary money market. (19) In financing for new construction, the lender will usually release the final payment to the builder when the A. Owner has accepted the property. B. Lien period has expired. C. Work has been completed. D. Notice of completion has been recorded. Answer B. In loans for new construction, the lender usually holds the final payment until the lien period has expired to be sure that there will be no mechanics liens filed against the property. These mechanics liens might take precedence over the construction loans, depending upon the date when the work or improvement was first begun. (20) When real property subject to a mortgage is foreclosed by judicial foreclosure, the mortgagor may legally remain in possession of the property after the foreclosure sale for a period of time not to exceed A. 90 days. B. 3 months plus 3 weeks. C. 6 months. D. 1 year. Answer D. In a court foreclosure, judicial foreclosure, the defaulting borrower has an equity of redemption which extends for a period of 1 year. During that period of time, he may remain in possession of the property, but is liable for a reasonable rent. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on our future videos. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.